Good morning. We are heading out to the garden, the girls and I, to plant some broccoli that Mom picked up and plant the last bit of some seeds just so we can try to get as much as possible. We're still a little behind schedule on a lot of stuff just because of the septic field thing, but I'll show you guys that right now. If I can turn the camera. So the excavator has already done the first 2 lines. We're waiting for the septic guys to come and pump the tank so they can pull the old tank out, put the new tank in. Look, the garden just barely escaped the drain field.
Mama, come on.
And we got the garden right here. Little Miss Ireland, my garden helper.
I'm the garden helper.
Yeah, you are the garden helper.
Whoa. Whoa, don't hit me with that door.
I'm not going to hit you with it. Here we are this morning. Look at those tomatillos doing so good. We're going to plant the broccoli in here. And then I'm going to plant some more stuff in there with the garlic. I'll show you guys so far. I got to come out here and feed these tomatoes because they're just not coming up as fast as we had hoped. It's okay though. Late start is better than any start. Look at the corn though. It's doing fantastic.
Mama, could you plant these now? Whoa.
Oh, I'm going to plant them. Here, pick it up. There we go. We're going to plant them over there, okay?
Where?
Over there in that other bed. I'll show you. I'm just showing the people the flower beds, or not the flower beds, the vegetable beds, real quick.
The vegetable beds.
I got to get some string or some wire out here to trellis those guys up. Look at these tomatoes. They're already starting to flower. They're a little small to flower, but whatever. We're just going with it. Look, Ireland, your tomato has tomatoes on it already. Look at all those adorable little baby tomatoes.
They have to grow.
I wonder what kind they are. They could be the large cherry tomato. We have a lot of those this year because I had a gajillion large cherry tomato seeds. There's baby Murph. And a sandwich. Look at that guy, he's coming out too. Bought these strawberries down in Southern Oregon when I was down there berry picking this spring. They're organic and non-GMO. Yum. They got some pumpkins coming up.
Flowers coming.
There's more pumpkin.
Mama, where's the pumpkin?
All right, let's plant. Now I am going to weed my salsa garden. In the salsa garden, it was basically the chop and drop method, or in this case, like the pull and drop method. As long as the weeds in your garden beds haven't gone to seed, you can just simply pull them out and drop them right where they are, and it will help to form like a natural mulch. It's basically just mimicking nature, you know, because when leaves fall off of a tree in the wild and they're not, you know, raked up into piles by humans, those weeds form a sense or a sort of mulch around that tree, and it'll start to decompose and actually feed the tree. So that's essentially what I'm doing here. See, in the tomatillo bed, there's all sorts of weeds, and see, none of them have gone to seed. They're all just baby weeds. So I'm just gonna try to reach down as far as I can and pull those out, and then just drop them where they were. And even some of this stuff is actually even edible. Like, let me see here. I'm not sure what that one is, but this one right here, this is called lamb's quarter. And it'll grow really tall, like a couple feet tall in our area at least. And the leaves are kind of like a good natural spinach. They're really good sauteed in butter. But I am not trying to do that, so I just simply kind of go down as deep as I can on the grass and the weeds, and just pull as much of the root system out as I can. And yeah, just leave them and they'll start to form their own form of mulch. And it's actually, some of these are nitrogen fixing weeds, you know. A lot of the times when you have weeds in garden beds or anywhere, it's because the soil needs something, and some native weeds will actually bring up nutrients, minerals, and stuff from deeper in the soil. So it's actually good to just use these as your natural mulch. It's even a good idea to let the weeds get a little bit bigger before you pull them, because sometimes they're easier and you can actually get like the full root system, like this one right here. This is also a lamb's quarter, sorry. But it's a lot easier to pull from all the way down. See how much more root system I got? And you just pull. And normally I don't really care too much about like grasses and stuff. I'm just kind of showing you guys in this example. Just to pull and drop, pull and drop. See, and if you have big weeds, I mean, like we're in Central Oregon, so it's really pretty dry here. So the weeds have to have a lot of water to get huge. But in, you know, like other places that get more water, the weeds can get really tall. In that sense, you can use like a sickle, not a sickle, a scythe or a rice knife. And see how that didn't really come up? I have to dig down a little bit deeper. Yeah, a rice knife works really good to just weed as you go. And you can just chop and drop in that sense instead of pulling like I'm doing. See, all that will dry out, and eventually it will just kind of form a natural mulch for these plants. It's better to use what nature gives you sometimes. It's definitely cheaper, and it's actually good for your soil wherever you are. These weeds really can serve a purpose. A weed technically is only a plant that is growing where you don't want it to. And most of these are edible. I think that's actually purslane, which maybe it is. Don't take my word for it. But there's all sorts of websites you can find on foraging and finding edible weeds. And some of them are actually really yummy. Gotta go hunt down the kiddos. Oh, that is bright. For any of you who don't know, I've got 3 daughters, 4, 2, and 3 weeks. Well, almost 4 weeks. So any garden or homestead task is usually promptly interrupted by children or something of the sort. 'Cause they just are crazy. There's one now. What are you doing, baby Murph? Where's your sister? Where's your sister?
I don't know.
Ireland! Since we have had no irrigation because of the septic drain field fiasco, we didn't really want to turn all the irrigation on just to have it, have to hire the irrigation guys to come out and flush the pipes all out and shut it back off, because when they break into the old septic tank, we're going to be out of water for 3 days. So we have a nice fancy little porta potty out there for everyone in the main house to go to the bathroom and stuff. And so we've been hand watering like the entire 5 acres, which is, well, not the entire 5 acres, because I think only like 2.5 or 3 are actually irrigated. But so everything is like dry and dying, which makes it even harder because we live in Central Oregon, which the high desert is so dry already. Oh, hi, kiddo. I got another chidler in the chicken coop.
I fed them my sandwich.
You fed them your sandwich?
Hungry.
You fed them your sandwich?
Uh-huh.
It's very nice of you.
Yep.
Hey, turkey turk.
These turkeys are trying to peck me.
I don't think so. They're very nice.
Yeah, they're
We got Easter and Thanksgiving. Christmas didn't make it. So I'm going to be doing some transplanting here in a minute. Got the little baby on me. And I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to be doing. So all over our property we have these wildflowers that are called rose campion. They look just like this. when they're in bloom. They're a really cool desert plant. They're native to Africa, actually. But here in the Pacific Northwest, out here in the high desert of Central Oregon, they actually do really well. They like a dry, rocky soil, so it's perfect for here. And they just volunteer up all over the place. So what I'm going to do today is transplant a little and try to sell some on our garden swap, our local garden swap on Facebook. So if anyone is local to Central Oregon and you want some rose campion, I am going to have a bunch of it. It's all over our property. It's really, really pretty, and it reseeds itself. It's just awesome. It's one of my mom's favorites, and it's really, really pretty. I'm going to be using my fantabulous new potting bench that my Aunt Lois made me while she was here getting her baby time and visiting us this summer. It's super cute, and I'm going to use it for the first time today. Color only hatched out 5. The other 4 of the 9 didn't make it, or for whatever reason, but 5 is a pretty good number, I think. They're so adorable. So I just went and got some BioLive. It's the organic natural fertilizer that we like to use. So I'm just gonna put some around all the plants in here just to give them a boost. They're not really doing so great, so I'm going to do that right now.